The arena hums long before the first bell rings. A low vibration of expectation that presses against the walls and settles into the chest of everyone inside. Every seat has been sold, every aisle packed, and the lights burn down onto the canvas like a stage meant for something more than a simple fight. This is not just another bout on a long card. This is a moment, a test, a young fighter standing on the edge between promise and pressure, between hype and proof, knowing full well that tonight, sacrifice may be required. Ryan Garcia steps forward, carrying more than gloves and ambition. He carries the weight of attention, of cameras, of fans who expect brilliance every time he throws a punch. Across from him stands Carlos Morales, a veteran presence, savvy and unbothered by the noise. The kind of fighter who understands that moments like these can be stolen if the favorite falters. Morales has nothing to lose and everything to gain, and that alone makes him dangerous. Garcia, by contrast, has everything to protect. The smiles, the headlines, the future plans whispered by promoters and pundits alike, all rest on what happens once the bell rings. From the opening seconds, Garcia comes out on the front foot, almost eager, as if trying to outrun the nerves buzzing beneath the surface. He flicks the jab, light but quick, testing distance, reminding himself and everyone watching that his speed is real. Morales doesn't rush. He watches. He inches forward, upright, composed, absorbing information. When the first clean shot sneaks through a sharp left that lands just enough to make the crowd react, it's Garcia who feels the reminder that this isn't rehearsal. This is live, and mistakes echo loudly. Morales answers with a right hand that catches Garcia higher than expected. It's not devastating, but it's honest. Garcia pops back up into rhythm, eyes focused, posture tall, athletic on his feet, but the exchange sets a tone. Morales isn't here to be impressed. He's here to compete. Garcia's movement is fluid, his stance erect, sometimes almost too upright, leaving windows that a veteran like Morales notices immediately. The crowd roars at every exchange, and even early on, you can feel how easily that energy could sway perception, could tilt around in the minds of judges if things stay close. As the rounds unfold, Garcia works to establish his jab more consistently, pumping it upstairs and downstairs, trying to control the pace. His feet are lively, his shoulders loose, and when he lets his right hand go, it snaps with the kind of speed that reminds everyone why expectations are so high. Morales, however, continues to walk him down in spots, applying pressure without panic, forcing Garcia to react instead of dictate. It becomes a chess match fought at full speed, each man taking turns being the aggressor, then the counter, neither willing to fully concede momentum. There are moments when Garcia looks every bit the rising star, landing clean combinations, stepping out just in time to avoid return fire, smiling faintly as if to reassure himself. Then there are moments when Morales sneaks something through. A body shot here, a glancing right there, just enough to disrupt the flow. The fight doesn't explode into chaos, but it simmers, round after round, with tension building quietly. Garcia is disciplined, careful not to get reckless, but that discipline also hints at awareness on understanding that this is not as easy as some expected. Midway through the fight, the narrative begins to shift. Morales grows more confident, sensing opportunities when Garcia's guard lifts or his feet pause for half a beat too long. A shot lands that visibly buzzes Garcia, and though he takes it well, staying upright, you can see the flicker of recalculation behind his eyes. This is the danger of pressure. It forces honesty. Morales, invigorated, wears a smile that speaks of belief. He's doing what he came to do: compete, push, test. The crowd reacts sharply to every exchange now, gasping when Garcia lands his signature left, rising when Morales answers back. Commentary fills the space between punches, speculating about future fights, about where Garcia fits in the broader landscape, about how nights like this shape careers. There's talk of hype, of expectations, of how popularity can sometimes outpace development. But inside the ropes, none of that matters. What matters is conditioning, composure, and the ability to adapt under fire. As rounds pass, Morales begins to close strong, especially in the middle frames. He lands good body shots, forcing Garcia to reset, to think. If you're in Garcia's corner, nervous energy starts to creep in. You know you're ahead on the cards, but you also know momentum is a fragile thing. One mistake, one lapse, and everything changes. Morales seems to understand he can't coast. He pushes forward, knowing time is not on his side, knowing he needs something decisive to tilt the fight his way. Garcia, for his part, shows resilience. Even when clipped, he rallies, answers back, digs deep for combinations that remind everyone of his talent. A big left hook snaps Morales' head back late in a round, drawing a roar from the crowd and perhaps stealing momentum just when it seemed to slip away. These are the moments that define close fights, the seconds that live forever in replay while judges scribble their scores. The later rounds feel heavier, slower, not in pace but in consequence. Sweat flies, breathing deepens, and both fighters show the marks of battle. Morales continues to have success, particularly with straight shots that catch Garcia as he moves back. Garcia answers with flashes of brilliance, quick bursts of offense that suggest a knockout threat even as fatigue creeps in. It's clear now that this is not about dominance. It's about survival, adjustment, and will. There's a sense, especially in the final rounds, that Garcia understands something important. He may not be able to finish this fight the way he imagined, but he can learn from it. He tightens up defensively, keeps things clean, listens for the bell. Morales presses, trying to force a late knockdown, backing Garcia up, landing when he can. The crowd wonders aloud if there's one last dramatic moment left. If both men have enough in the tank to change everything in the closing seconds, when the final bell rings, there's relief and respect in equal measure. Both fighters have given something. Garcia exhales, knowing he's been tested in ways that highlight reels rarely show. Morales looks satisfied, aware that he pushed a highly touted opponent into deep waters and came out having earned respect. Regardless of the decision, the judges' scores are red, numbers that reflect a fight closer than some expected, wider than others argued, but ultimately favoring Garcia by majority decision. As the announcement echoes through the arena, Garcia raises his hand, not in wild celebration, but in acknowledgement. This wasn't about flash. This was about sacrifice, about standing in the ring under pressure and choosing to endure, to learn, to grow. Nights like this don't always produce viral knockouts, but they forge fighters. They reveal cracks that can be reinforced, habits that must be corrected, and strengths that only appear when things get uncomfortable. For Garcia, this fight becomes a chapter rather than a conclusion. It's evidence that talent alone isn't enough, that defense, composure, and adaptability will determine how far he goes when the opposition only gets tougher. For Morales, it's proof that experience and belief can disrupt even the brightest hype, that every rising star needs a night where nothing comes easy. And for the audience watching, this is the kind of fight that lingers, not because of a single punch, but because of the story it tells about pressure, expectation, and the quiet battles happening behind every glove. Did Garcia do enough? Did Morales deserve more on the cards? What does this performance say about future matchups, about fights that loom on the horizon against bigger punchers and sharper technicians? If you enjoyed breaking down this fight and exploring the story beneath the surface, let me know what you think. Did this performance change your view of Ryan Garcia, or did it reinforce what you already believed? Where do you see him going next, and how do fights like this shape a young fighter's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep story-driven breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next chapter.